Those who graduate without a job often seek information on useful courses that can land them in a job. In today's video, I'll share that how HRs and companies view these courses, whether they are valuable or not. What are those scenarios where these courses and certifications post-graduations are an absolute mandate that you must do, and what are few things that you can totally avoid and are not needed for you to step into your first job. So on that note, let's get started. The very first point that you must keep in your mind is that you do not need these courses for their name or their label. The need of the label and the name is very well taken care by your graduation degree if you have graduated from a professional degree. By professional degree, I mean BE, BTech, MTech, MBA, MCA. If you are graduated from these degrees, then you do not need any course book for their name or their label. The actual reason why you did not land in a job was because either you did not have much opportunities or you seriously lack skills which are required to land in a job. This is one of the common mistakes that most of the people do when they graduate without a job. They pick on courses which maybe are famous because of their marketing, and they are priced very high because they have been marketed in such a way that they need to include marketing in that course as well. Obviously, if you lack skills, you will need to learn from those courses. I'm not saying that do not take courses, but take them from the perspective of learning rather than just putting another label on your resume. Labels you already have from your graduation, you do not need them. So rather invest your time and effort into courses that are skill oriented rather than name, fame or money oriented. Moving on to our point number 2, which is if your level of understanding of the concepts is very beginner level, or you do not have any clue about the skill, the profile, the job that you want to get into, if you do not have the skills required, your level of understanding is very basic, very minimal, then please opt for structured courses, which are most of the time are paid, rather than free courses, because free courses will sound free, will come free at that moment, but in longer run they will cost you much more than you can imagine. Number one problem with free information or courses is that they are not structured to deliver to a specific need. You'll find a lot of free information on this platform, then something on another platform. You yourself, if you have very basic level, beginner level understanding, you will not be able to combine it all and make it step-by-step process to eventually become what you want to be. So it will cost you your time, your effort. You'll feel so overwhelmed that eventually you will lose interest and you will feel this is so difficult, I cannot do it. Another problem with free resources is that you'll find a lot of random stuff into it that you do not necessarily need. Say for example, you want to master into one particular skill, you'll find 2-3 other skills are also covered with it, because that free information doesn't lead to any specific result. So that is the reason you'll find information in bits and pieces and very random information. Rather, if you opt for structured courses, they will have to the point information, what you need to know, so that you can just focus on what is necessary and you ultimately reach the goal, the result that you want to be. So try to choose structured courses which are mostly paid rather than just being a Alice in Wonderland. And this does not mean that you have to invest into very expensive courses. There are always alternatives available in the market. You have to find the right mentor for you who has those kind of structured courses. Now our next point is an extension of the last point, which is that if your level of understanding is not very basic, you are at mid-level, you have good understanding of the basic concepts and you want to enhance your knowledge, your skills into that particular field, then you can please go ahead and invest your time into free resources. But you have to make sure that you do these two things first. Number one most important thing when you are learning through free resources is that you have to outline your own syllabus. You have to make a guideline for yourself what topic you will learn, you would need to brush up on, or you want to enhance your skill, what will be the timeline associated with it, what are the subtopics under it that you need to cover. You need to know all of this. If you do not do this, you will find yourself lost ultimately in that ocean of information. You will not be able to complete anything. So please outline a syllabus for yourself like other course creator does, who give you a timeline associated with each session, lesson. So give yourself a timeline and also outline all the concepts, theories that you need to learn. So make sure that you have a robust outline syllabus, whatever you want to call it, if you want to learn through free resources. And number two, once you are halfway through of your learning journey through free resources, start giving interviews. The aim of these interviews is not to land in a job. These interviews will give you idea whether you are on a right path, whether whatever outline you have created for yourself, is it good good enough? Is there something else that recruiters or interviewer hiring managers are asking? Is there any additional skill that you need to put in your syllabus? So this will keep you on track rather than you just investing 6 months straight into that learning and then you realize that you learned it all wrong. Half the concepts that you learned were not required. What was required, you never learned it. So that awakening will hit you very hard. So it's always better that you start applying for the jobs halfway through so that you know that where you stand, and this will give you more confidence when you sit in an interview with a mindset that it's okay, I anyway am not giving this interview to land in a job. There's another level of confidence that you feel. This I'm sharing with you from my own personal experience. I have given so many interviews just to experience the interview, what's happening in the market and what's going on, and to be in those interviews is such a fun because you are not attached to the outcome. So this will boost your confidence, and in no time you will learn that what is needed and what is not needed to land in your job. Now let's answer the most important question which most of you would have, that is that how to choose a course, and more importantly which field to choose. Half the time people are confused about it. They are not sure what field to choose. See, if you have graduated from a certain field, it's always preferable or favorable if you step into that same industry. If for some reason you do not want to pursue the same path, say for example you have done your engineering but you want to do something with management, so it's always beneficial that you pick some full-time course. If you're jumping drastically different career path, that will always help you as a degree, a full-time course, I mean a full-time degree. If you want to just level up your knowledge, your skills that you feel you could not study for whatever reason in those 3 to 4 years of your graduation, you have those lack of skills, then take any course, any online course or any offline course that will make you learn the same skills you missed in your graduation. Do not take very expensive courses, and do not take them from the perception of that, oh, this will give me a placement. Guys, let me break your heart. There is no course in the entire world that can guarantee you 100% placement. Even if the institute has a history of 100% placement in past few years, you will be that one single person who do not get placed in their entire history if you do not work on your skill. So do not go by name and fame, and do not depend on the institute's capability to provide you placement. This is the hard reality. If you do not acquire your skills, you will not get the job. Doesn't matter even if you graduate from IITs. There are students from IITs as well who do not get placed, and the reason is simple: they do not perform to the level of expectation which the employer have from IITians. So never do this mistake of just blindly depending on the name and label of the course that you are into. Rather, work on your skill. Do not choose an expensive course. Choose a mid-range course and work on your skills, and you will ultimately land in job yourself. Nobody owes you a job. You have to earn it from your hard work, from your efforts. Develop those skills and get placed into a job. And here another important point is, when you are choosing a course, do not choose it just because you saw your friend, your neighbor doing it and then eventually landing into a job. See, they might have done it because they are genuinely interested in that area. You never know. If you do not have interest in that particular field which you are choosing to do the course, you are doing the same mistake again. You are not going to grow in that field no matter what. Even if you land in your job after doing that course and it is not of your interest, mark my words, down the line 5 years you will find yourself stuck, miserable. The pay will also not grow because you will not be able to put your heart and soul into that, and that is very important for learning and growing in any job. If you do not do that, you'll remain there only. So it's very important that you choose something that you're interested in. No matter in that, if you have to start small, you can start small. Eventually, over a period of 4 to 5 years, you'll cover up all that gap. So always choose the courses as per your interest level. So before I tell you how HRs and companies view these courses that you take after graduation, what value they hold in their eyes, I want to mention a few fields for which certification and courses after graduation is kind of a mandate, because there's so much competition. If there is one candidate who graduated, have good skills, like a lot of people who have good skills, one has certification in hand, another do not have, obviously the employer will choose the one who has certification in hand. It's just because we have lot more supply than demand is. So it's not about the certification as such. It is just that if somebody has a certification, it's an added advantage for the company. So here on the screen you can see few fields for which certification and courses after graduation are kind of must. If you do them as soon as possible, it will add up to the value that you get from your job or the pay that you are offered. So if you are from these fields, I encourage you to pursue the certifications they hold in their related field. Now let me tell you how HRs and companies see these courses. See, honestly, if I have to tell you, the reality is that every year so many institutes come up with new programs, new offline or online crash courses, boot camps. Every year so many institutes are coming up, so many names are coming up. For an employer or a recruiter, it's very difficult to get into that list, that which is good, which is not good. So till institutes, till your graduation, till your full-time degrees, the institutes can be filtered on job sites or whatever database they are using. Those institutes can be filtered, but after that, those courses or the boot camps that you are taking, their names as such do not hold much value. Much value as in, it's not the filter criteria in the eyes of HR or the hiring manager. Ultimately, your skill will speak. That's the reason I'm telling you, do not invest into expensive courses just because it has been marketed like that, and the marketing cost has been added to the course. So rather go for something that is mid-range and is well structured, can give you the skills that you need. Ultimately, the job will depend on your skill, not the name and fame of the institute or the course that you're taking. Now coming to people who do not have professional degrees, like I mentioned, BTech, MTech, MBA, MCA, like that. These are people who graduate from BBA, BCom, BCA. For these people, I would say that if possible, if it is feasible for you, your master degree will still hold a lot of value to it, because when you look at the opportunities for these graduations, is not as much when you compare to professional degrees. Obviously, we cannot deny the fact that the market is changing. Employers are trying to value skills more than what your background is, and you can make your portfolio on platforms like GitHub and all, and you can showcase your project, your skills, the level of your skills. But still, the Indian market has not reached that far that every graduate from non-professional degrees can land there. So if you want to be into that zone where you can have access to all those opportunities, that you're eligible at least to apply to all those opportunities, then invest in your master degree. If for some reason it is not feasible for you, if it is a budget problem or if it is a time problem that you cannot invest into that, you have to straight away land in a job, then I would say pick something, a course that will give you the skills again, because skills will speak louder than anything else, any name of institute or anything of that sort. Pick something that will add some value to your portfolio. If you are just graduated and you feel like that I should be able to do some job, then Indian market have very less pay standards for these graduates. So if you straight away jump into a job and do not level up yourself, the job you'll find will not give you good career growth. So it's better that you level up yourself. Either you do it through masters or you level up by yourself. Do it, because in future it will be so worth it. So guys, the summary is that when you're already graduated and you still want to do a course, give it a thought, because having another label will not help you. Take it from the perspective of learning, where you want to enhance your skill. Do not expect anything else from those courses. You have to go there from the mindset of learning, that whatever you missed in your graduation, 3-4 years of your graduation, you are just making up for that, nothing else. And when you reach that level where you justify your degree, then start applying for a job, and I'm sure you'll find something that is suitable for you and you'll have a great career ahead. So with that, we came to the end of this video, guys. If you still have queries, as I always say, please put them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. And also, I want to request the viewers of the Corporate Diaries that if you see a comment where you feel that you have the answer of that comment, then please answer for that person, because for me, for a single person to have a look and answer to all the comments becomes little impractical. So if you can do that, it will be such a help for me and for the person who is seeking an answer on this platform. So with that, I am signing off. You take care and keep watching more content on the Corporate Diaries to be corporate ready, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.